all, you got to skate with McDavid. Just your impression of being on the line with him and how it went.
Well, we've skated together before. In the summer we skated together a few times, and it's always fun to start camp, with a line that we could start the season with. So you want to build that chemistry as soon as you can.
Sadly for you, Taylor, you're fifth coach in 6 years, so you've had a lot of different training camps and different pace and everything. What stood out for you on one day from Todd?
Everyone's got their own way of doing things. The first 40 minutes was pretty hard, pretty high tempo. I think all of our practices this year are going to be like that. And then from there is about teaching. I think he wants to get some ground rules and some, maybe not rules, but things in our game that have to be staples. There's no better way to do it than the first day of camp. You kind of remember it, and as we go along here, you want to do it the best you can.
Teddy just mentioned how you guys have a reputation of scoring pretty goals, but not necessarily garbage goals. And it seems like Todd, that's one of his messages. This team collectively needs to be in the tough areas on a more regular basis.
Yeah, I think just a lot more pushback. Greasy goals. You get greasy goals by playing greasy, by shooting from areas you wouldn't otherwise shoot from. I think those are the things that we were learning today. Just giving up the puck in certain areas, committing guys to being in front of the net, and that's the kind of mentality we need our team to have.
Taylor wasn't afraid to be loud and send a bit of a message today. On a couple of occasions. Did you see that at the Worlds, and is that good on day one to sort of have that gauntlet?
Yeah, I think he's a very vocal coach, especially on the bench. I think you're going to know where you stand as a player on this team, and I think in this day and age that's a good thing. With the young team that we have, I think guys want to know, what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right, and as far as game management goes, there was a lot of switching lines, a lot of motivation, a lot of talk behind the bench, and I think I like that.
Along the lines of playing with Connor, just address just the amount of speed that the two of you have, and how when you're paired with somebody that has the same type of speed you have, what that means for your game and how you take advantage of that.
Yeah, there's all types of speed. I mean, there's speed moving the puck, there's speed skating. For us, we have to make sure that we have timing and use that speed properly. If we're going a million miles an hour and we're going offside or we're turning pucks over, it's not going to do us any good. So it's great to have speed at the right times, and I think as the camp goes on, we got to learn how to use that and get chemistry with that.
How did you read him today? I mean, this is his first pro camp. Did he look like a kind of fast
I think he looked good. It's the first day of camp. I think no matter what camp it is for you, you have some jitters. There's a lot of information being thrown at you, and for him, he seems to handle it well. Not a lot goes in one ear and goes out the other. He seems to take in information and process it pretty well. So that's a great thing for him is that, because your first camp, there's so much going on that if you can just kind of learn and focus on what you need to do, it's going to make it that much easier.
There's been a lot of talk every year about wanting to improve as a team, and guys are sick of losing, and it just hasn't come to fruition. What have you learned from the past years in talking where this year the actions have to be different?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk for the last 5 years, and I've been up here in the same position doing the same thing, and each year you have the same promise as years before. But for our team, I think first and foremost we have better personnel than years past. It's no insult to anyone. It's just that we brought in some really good guys, some players that can play, and from there, like I said the other day, the onus is on the players to take in the information that Todd's giving out. He has a track record of having some very good regular season teams, some teams that were very close to doing damage in the playoffs. So we're going to have to do well with that. I think everyone's excited for the challenge.
Is there more of a focus on team success than individual success? And how does that change from player to team?
Yeah, I think everyone has to give up a little something individually to be better as a team. That's probably one of the things that I've learned, playing for this team and struggling as a team is, and at a certain point, when you give up for the team, it's going to help you in the long run. And, I think everyone's committed to that, and that's going to be a big staple for us.